historic center of Guimaraes in the northern Portuguese province of Braga is commonly considered as the cradle of the Portuguese identity because of its exceptional preservation. The history of Guimaraes is closely associated with the creation of the national identity and language of Portugal. The city was part of the feudal territory of the Portuguese dukes, who declared Portugal's independence in the mid-12th century. Guimaraes was founded in the 4th century and became Portugal's first capital in the 12th century. Its historic center is a well-preserved and authentic example of the transformation of a medieval settlement into a modern town, with its diverse building typology exemplifying the evolution of Portuguese architecture from the 15th to the 19th centuries through the consistent use of traditional building materials and techniques. This variety of different building types documents the responses to the evolving needs of the community. A particular type of construction developed here in the Middle Ages was used widely in the Portuguese colonies. It had a granite ground floor with a half-timbered construction above, a technology that was passed down to Portuguese colonies in Africa and the New World, eventually becoming a defining element of the Portuguese. While you're enjoying these awesome drone shots, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. We are posting videos like this twice a week and we would hate for you to miss it. The city center was designated as a cultural heritage of humanity, making it one of the region's most important tourist destinations. History is encoded in the streets of modern Guimaraes, and the city's heritage is beautifully conserved. The iron balconies, granite front porches, the manor houses, arches connecting to the narrow streets, smoothed floor slabs of the years, and the towers and cloisters carry us through time. The old center is still bustling with activity, with layers of time living on balconies, clothes hanging from beloved facades, and buildings packed with memories. The human frame made up of residents who still live in those houses, with granite walls, wooden doors, and wrought iron balconies, is filled with the buzz of coffee talk and the bustle of children. You should dedicate one full day to sightseeing when visiting Guimaraes. While Guimaraes is a small city, there are a surprising amount of plazas and narrow streets to get lost in. This might give the impression that the city is much larger than it is. A normal visit to the historic center lasts 3 hours, or 5 hours if you want to see all of the museums and religious structures. The presence of the castle evokes the captivating mix of folklore, poetry and valor that surrounds Portugal's origins. On this Monte Largo broad hill, referred to as Alpes Latitus in the Latin documents of the time, the nucleus of the future nation of Portugal was first developed. Many great battles were fought at Guimaraes Castle until the end of the 13th century to maintain the integrity of the newly founded Kingdom of Portugal, whose independence was challenged by a series of dynastic disputes with Castile. With the appearance of the new forms of artillery, the castle of Guimaraes, like so many others at that time, witnessed the beginning of the end of its days of glory. It was carefully restored to its previous grandeur and splendor in the first part of the 20th century, after being abandoned to the ravages of time and people indifference. The sanctuary of Peña is a masterpiece of architectural unique beauty and religious importance. It is a symbol of faith and the lighthouse of Guimaraes. The sanctuary of the Peña is a unique sample of Marques da Silva's religious architecture. Palace Dux de Bragança was built for the 8th Count of Barcelos, Afonso, a natural son of King João I. It was built during the time Afonso married Constança of Noronha, between 1420 and 1433. The palace is said to have been the Dukes of Bragança's residence in the 1500s, although it afterwards suffered through a period of neglect and degradation. Due to the French invasion in the 19th century, the palace was converted into a military barracks. It opened to public in June 25, 1959, when it became the official residence of the Portuguese president in the north of the country.